Welcome to NarrativeNook audio tales where enchanted stories come to life. If you enjoy our stories, please subscribe, like and share to support our channel. Enjoy listening.
I'm not really sure either. But thankfully, Jared came over today. Otherwise, things would have gotten worse. Daniel issued a sigh of relief. Jared came over? Nicole asked, not expecting Jared to have gone all the way there to help. Yeah, it was a good thing that Jared was calm. We managed to provide evidence that the company is going through the procedures of splitting. We also provided evidence that Dylan's department is independent from the company, Daniel said. Nicole gradually breathed a sigh of relief. That way, the company won't be fined, right? Yes. After that, the tax bureau went through the head office's accounts and found no issues. So, they called it a day. However, Sean and Steve are still working at the office. They want to examine all the accounts in thorough detail. Daniel sighed again, his facing. Nicole nodded. It seems that the splitting process must be expedited. We can't allow our company to be affected again. Yes. Stanley is working on the follow-up. Daniel heaved another sigh. It was good that you suggested for the split. Otherwise, the entire corporation will be in hot soup by now. Nicole frowned. Uncle Damien and Uncle Dylan are bloodthirsty. Individuals like these would bring harm to the company, sooner or later. Therefore, Nicole had been harboring the idea of splitting for a while now. But we must still look into the cause of this sudden investigation by the tax bureau. Usually, if there are no reports, they would not be sudden visits, she reminded. Who did Uncle Dylan offend for them to do such a thing? She asked herself. Jared said the same thing. It's just that we have no clue yet. Uncle Dylan is also facing some consequences on his side, so he's not in the mood to investigate yet. I'm afraid we'll have to wait till next week. All right. Thank God for you and Jared. Otherwise, I can't imagine how badly things would have turned out, Daniel said, feeling sincerely grateful for Nicole and Jared. Nicole smiled. Dad, the fortunate will be taken care of by the heavens. Everything is fine. With Nicole's words of comfort, Gloria and Daniel's mood lightened up a lot. At that moment, Samuel also commented, That's right. I believe in your ability to manage this crisis, Dad. I think so too. Our family has always been lucky. We won't be affected by it, Daniel said. The atmosphere lightened up exponentially right after, and all of a sudden, Gloria remembered something. None of you have eaten, right? Why did you come home this late? In a hurry, Samuel replied. Yeah, we have not eaten anything. We're exhausted already. That's true. I'm so tired that I can't even lift my arms, Spencer added, taking the opportunity to act like a kid. Hearing that, Gloria immediately said, Quickly have some food then. I'll go ahead and prepare something for all of you. It's fine, Mom. We'll get them ourselves. The kitchen has already prepared us what we need. Nicole smiled, asking Gloria to stay with Daniel. All right then. Go ahead and have your dinner now, Gloria ordered. Nicole smiled, after which she brought her brothers over to get their food. At the dining table, Samuel whispered, I did not see this coming, but Jared really is something. Thank God for his help today. The two brothers were dismayed at the notion that Jared was going to take their sister away soon. However, this incident had forced them to change their views on Jared. Well, it seems that he's not useless after all. Samuel continued teasing. Nicole did not bother to dignify that with a response. She only shook her head in annoyance. These two fellows had accepted Jared into the family long ago. And yet, they're still acting as if they're not, she thought. As for the incident, I must find out who was the one toying with the Riddle Corporation. After dinner, Nicole headed upstairs. Just as she entered, she could tell that someone was in the room. After breathing a sigh, she said, You really did as you said. You actually came into my room and waited for me. The new lock was truly useless after all. I thought you might miss me today, so I came. Jared laid down in bed comfortably, posing in an enchanting posture. Nicole rolled her eyes at him. Who said I missed you? They had just met earlier in the day, and Nicole was not the clingy type. However, Jared teased her, "You don't miss me? I'll leave then." As he uttered those words, Jared got up, ready to walk out. Seeing that, Nicole had no choice but to reply, "Fine, quit that act. Tell me, what happened at Riddle Corporation today?" Even if she did not feel like seeing Jared, Nicole still wanted to discover the truth of the situation from him. Jared pursed his lips, looked at her, and purposely said, "A minute ago, you were chasing me away. And now, you're asking me to stay? Aren't you being a little insincere?" Nicole could tell that Jared was just messing around, so she walked over and gave him a peck on the cheek. "Is that enough?" Nicole blushed as she did so. She was still not used to it. Jared did not continue to annoy her. Instead, he hugged her and said, "It's enough." As soon as he had spoken, he pulled Nicole into his arms, locked her in a tight embrace, and laid in bed. "We'll lie down and continue this conversation." Nicole looked at his flirty eyes and smacked Jared's hands. "You hold a conversation with your mouth, not your hands." Jared could not help it. He looked at Nicole and continued in a serious tone, "I did some investigation on my part, and all I could find was an anonymous letter. But there was something strange about this letter in that it could pinpoint all of the problems in Dylan's company. So, I suspect that." Nicole finished his sentence calmly. "It was from someone from within the company." "That's right." Jared nodded. Other than the company's staff members, no one could hit the nail on the head like this. Nicole's gaze turned a little cold. "It seems that we cannot let our guard down on all the internal and external matters yet, even though the company has grown stronger than ever." Although Nicole was not in charge of the company, most of the shares were in her hands. Thus, she had the responsibility to safeguard the company. "Good thing you've asked Dylan to separate his operations from the main office." Jared pursed his lips. "It was a lot easier for me to take matters into my own hands. Those inspectors are all about evidence. As long as we can present any form of solid evidence, there wouldn't be much problems. You should tell your dad not to worry about it." "Got it." Nicole curled her lips. Her gaze, which landed on Jared, softened a little. "I did not expect you to go over to the Riddle Corporation and help me solve this matter. Thank you." Jared felt at ease upon hearing it from her. "How are you going to thank me?" As he spoke, Jared's palm landed on Nicole's waist again. Nicole frowned. "Aren't we getting married tomorrow?" "Initially, I was a little hesitant. But now, I'm absolutely certain of my decision." After all, for such an attentive person, what was Nicole hesitant about? Hesitant? Jared raised his eyebrows. "I'm the perfect man for you, and yet you're still hesitant?" As he was speaking, Jared pressed himself onto Nicole's body in domineering fashion. "You deserve to be punished." Nicole dodged Jared's kiss in annoyance, but no matter how hard she tried, she failed in the end. Night passed, and the next day came in the blink of an eye. Jared did not sleep in. Instead, he woke Nicole up in the wee hours of the morning. Then, he walked out of her room. Nicole proceeded to pack everything up and had breakfast with the family. After that, she carried a light luggage and left the house. Gloria and Daniel, as well as Nicole's brothers, then sent her off at the entrance. Gloria, in particular, seemed to be reluctant to let Nicole go. "Please come back soon." "I will." Nicole nodded. She still had classes on Monday, so she definitely had to return early. Jared smiled and said to Gloria, "The both of us will come back as soon as we can, but I'm thinking of going for a honeymoon straight away." Gloria did not expect Jared to have planned everything thoroughly. After all, marriage was a once-in-a-lifetime milestone. Not wanting to pressure her daughter, she said, "In that case, you guys can plan things out. If you can't come back in time, I'll help you apply for a leave of absence for the school side of things." "Mom." Nicole's eyes widened, not expecting that Gloria would allow, let alone suggest for her to be absent from school. Gloria could not help but laugh. "Hey, you don't have any issues with your academic performance. You shouldn't burden yourself." While speaking, Gloria grabbed Nicole by the shoulders and marched her into Jared's embrace. "Go ahead and have fun. Leave matters related to school to us. Thank you, Aunt Gloria. Jared smiled happily. His mother-in-law was so supportive that all he could do was accept it. Unable to do much about it, Nicole followed Jared into the car. There were hints of sadness in the eyes of Nicole's brothers. However, they had always hoped that Nicole would find the right, forever partner to live with. Either way, they could only watch as Nicole took a seat in Jared's car and left. Happily, Gloria remarked, "This boy is still calling me aunt. He should switch to using a different term when he's back." Daniel laughed. "Yeah, hopefully they'll be back soon." The journey was smooth, and once they arrived at the airport, they boarded the plane. Nicole looked at Jared in shock. She did not expect Jared to book a private jet just for the two of them. And you said that you had to book a flight? It was not even a usual flight in any sense. It was a private jet. Jared smiled while he poured a glass of red wine for Nicole. Did you think that one does not have to set a flight time for private jets? That one sentence made Nicole speechless, prompting her to just grab the wine glass and utter, "Whatever." In the midst of the conversation, Nicole was about to take a sip of red wine when she suddenly registered a sharp scent out of nowhere. Instinctively, she placed her glass of wine down and covered her nose in discomfort. "What happened?" Jared asked. Nicole could only offer a frown in response. This was not the first time she had become so sensitive to distinct smells. After taking a deep breath, she said, "I'm not sure. I've been very sensitive to smells for the past few days. Sometimes, I'll feel nauseous." Once Jared had heard that, he froze for a moment. Then, he replied in shock, "Really? Have you had your period recently?" Upon hearing that, Nicole's face darkened. "What do you mean?" Playfully, Jared answered, "What do you think I'm talking about?" Nicole understood what he had said in an instant. "Nonsense. That's impossible." Nicole had just reached adulthood. Therefore, it puzzled her as to why this could happen. "You're a doctor. Measure your pulse, and you'll find out," Jared implored, knowing that Nicole could measure pulses. Then, he looked at Nicole and said, "Quick. Let's see if I'm going to be a dad soon." Jared's face was filled with anticipation and his eyes were brimming with joy. The look of Nicole's face became tense. She was actually afraid to measure her pulse. She knew very well what the symptoms of pregnancy were. However, she did not dare to think much about it. After all, she was just about to get married. "Don't be afraid. No matter what the outcome is, I'll be here." Jared smiled, attempting to comfort her as he could tell that she was feeling the weight on her heart. "Besides, we're getting married soon. We'll have kids sooner or later." Nicole felt a lot calmer after that, but she rolled her eyes at him nonetheless. "What a nice way to put it. All of this is because of you." Jared had been sleeping over at Nicole's place. That was the reason as to why an accident like this would happen. If she knew, she would not have allowed him to have his way. At that thought, Nicole braved herself, stretched her hands out, and measured her pulse. Jared eyed the heavy look on Nicole's face. After a while, Nicole placed her hand down. Jared could not tell what was going on from her expression, and therefore he could only ask, "How is it?" Nicole was feeling flustered, annoyed, and crestfallen. Still, she did not want Jared to find out about it. Thus, she pretended to be calm and replied, "Cut that crap. It's just gastroenteritis. I'll feel better after taking some medicine." Jared choked. It was obvious that he did not believe her. However, Nicole refused to look at him anymore. She was feeling a little unhappy as well. "Forget it. Once we land, I'll find a hospital and bring her in for a checkup," he concluded. Nicole did not wish to admit it. She did not want to bother Jared about it either, so she turned to look at the other side without uttering a word. Jared thoughtfully switched her drink to some milk and allowed her get some good rest. After all, he had made her work hard all night. Paying Jared no mind, she closed her eyes and took a nap. However, her brain was filled with messy thoughts. She was horrified that she had been knocked up, and she did not know what would happen next. All the way there, Nicole did not utter a word, with Jared assuming that she was just tired. And so, he left her alone to lie down and get herself some much-needed rest. Soon after, the couple arrived at their destination. But upon landing, Jared received a call from Max as soon as he turned his phone on. Jared proceeded to grab Nicole's hands and walked out of the airport while talking on the phone. "Are you sure that the Braves are there?" he asked, his words suddenly alerting Nicole. Jared's gaze turned to Nicole and the expression on his face seemed tense. "All right, got it." Seeing that Jared had hung up, Nicole asked, "Has he discovered anything new?" Jared nodded. "The person who had returned to the base has revealed his whereabouts." Sure enough, he was the one who had stolen the Braves and the artificial intelligence system. Nicole snorted. "I see. Have our men uncovered his location?" Jared frowned. "Yes. It's very near to Panem." It was then Nicole recalled that the previous location which Lloyd had marked was near to that place. "It's at Romania." Nicole frowned. "Okay. I'll inform Zane immediately." However, Jared proceeded to stop her and said, "Let's wait for my men to arrive first. I'm afraid that there are some undercover agents from Interpol. If they find out, I'm afraid our stuff might go missing by the time we arrive there." "Okay." Nicole nodded. "Why don't we head over there once we are done with the registration?" Nicole would never be at ease until the Braves had been retrieved. Jared looked at Nicole with a stern and serious expression on his face. He really did not want Nicole to put herself in harm's way anymore, but Nicole did not seem to be messing around either. As such, Jared could only reply, "We'll just be there to monitor the situation. You're not to do anything else, do you understand?" Indeed, the only thing he cared about was Nicole's safety, and he would do his utmost to protect her. "All right." Nicole nodded in approval. Now that she had a ticking time bomb in her tummy waiting to be checked on, Nicole could not simply move around anymore. Hence, she could only listen to Jared's instructions. "Come, let's get registered." Jared smiled. He proceeded to put this matter at the back of his mind for now and take care of the important things first. On the other hand, Nicole seemed a little annoyed. But once she saw the look of anticipation on Jared's face, she could not help but be swayed by it to some degree too. Nicole allowed him to pull her hand and lead her around as he pleased, after which the two of them got into the car in romantic fashion. Then, the driver sent them to the civil administration office where they had made an appointment. Jared had already prepared all the necessary procedures for Nicole. Moreover, the officers there were very attentive to Jared and Nicole. Right as the both of them stepped in, a blonde officer welcomed them warmly. The translator assisted them by handing the information over, whereupon the blonde officer placed the documents he had prepared in front for the couple so that they could sign them. Nicole stared at those Panemian letters. Although she had learned the Panemian language in the organization years ago, the sight of the letters still managed to daze her. Noticing that, Jared could not help but ask, "Why? What's on your mind?" Nicole arched her brows as she replied, "The law here doesn't allow for divorces. Are you sure that you want to be with me forever?" She initially thought that Jared wanted to get married in Panem because of her age, but now that she had seen the law here, she figured that Jared might have had something else in mind. Jared could tell that she was confused, and so he smirked and asked, "Do you really think I didn't know?" Nicole began to get nervous after noting the emotional glint in his eyes. She was actually afraid of losing him. "Are you sure? What if you change your mind in the future?" Jared responded affirmatively. "I will never change my mind. My heart is certain. I want no one else but you." Upon hearing those words, Nicole's heart was filled with warmth. She knew that Jared loved her, but she had never wished for eternal love. Yet, it was a promise that Jared had given her. He would never divorce her, and that sense of security made her heart firm. At that moment, she slowly said, "Me too." Though those were just two simple words, Nicole had never made him any promises. Thus, Jared was over the moon once they were uttered. Nicole rarely expressed her love, but in a strange twist, she actually made such a promise today. With that in mind, Jared's heart was filled, and he immediately gave her a peck on her forehead. "It's a deal then. We're going to be together forever." He then signed his name on the document. Nicole nodded, cheeks flushed, and went on to sign her name too. The staff watched them with a look of admiration on her face and stamped the papers in an instant. "Happy wedding to the both of you," she said in the Panemian language. Nicole smiled and replied in Panemian as well, "Thank you." Jared was slightly shocked as he did not expect Nicole to know the Panemian language. In a tone indicative of surprise, he asked, "Just how many things do you know?" "You know what, just tell me everything now." Playfully, Nicole answered, "We'll be together for a long time, so you'll find out yourself." Jared held her hands and eyed her with a gentle gaze. "Okay, I'll find out throughout the rest of my life." The couple then kept their marriage certificate and walked out, hand in hand. However, Nicole's identity had shifted, distinct from the one she had when she stepped into the office. "From today onwards, you're Mrs. Johnston," Jared declared, not letting go of Nicole's hand. "Let's go. I've got the day planned, and let's celebrate our marriage first." "Okay." Nicole agreed, having nowhere to go. Since Jared had already planned the day, Nicole just went along with him. Jared was like a happy child today. He brought Nicole to participate in the local activities, watching the locals sing and dance. They even took a ferry to the sea and enjoyed the beautiful scenery. Nicole had never felt so relaxed before. She just enjoyed herself in Jared's lovely company and forgot about all her problems. The couple played around until it was dark. Then, they sat on the beach and watched the bonfire while they enjoyed their seaside dinner, winding down for the day. "Are you tired?" Jared asked, concerned as he saw how much fun Nicole was having. "Nope. I'm very happy," she replied. She had hardly ever let herself go, so she got a little carried away today. "I'm glad you're happy. From now on, we're going to be as happy as we are today for every day. I'll go wherever you want to go," he said. Hearing that, Nicole teased, "You don't care about your company? Are you not going to focus on earning anything anymore? How much time can this busy man have to spend time with me out there?" she asked herself. "I can forget about those things now. You're my top priority," he said sincerely. Nicole had heard too much of his sweet talks today and was worried that she would drown in them, so she said, "That's enough. I'm going to snore on you if you continue with these lines." Jared smiled adoringly as he watched her exaggerated expressions. "Let's eat." The local food were teeming with unique flavors, so he was worried that she would not be used to it. "We'll eat something else if it's not to your taste." "Sure." Nicole nodded and continued eating gracefully. At that moment, she smelled something she did not like again, causing her to pinch her nose and turn away. Jared was certain of his gut feeling when he saw her doing that again. However, he was more concerned about her health. "Which dish do you not like? I'll get them to take it away." Nicole quickly pointed at the fish, prompting Jared to summon the waiter and order him to remove it. As soon as that was done, Nicole finally felt better. The instant he noticed that she was feeling better, he teased, "Seems like my baby doesn't like fish." Nicole's cheeks flushed. "That's nonsense." However, he could tell that she retained a look of guilt on her face. Jared was too observant, and she was afraid that she would not be able to conceal the truth anymore. "Whether it's nonsense or not, you know best." Jared looked at her steadily. This lady is a doctor. She definitely knows what's up. She just doesn't want to admit it now. "It's great that I've brought the wedding forward. That way, no one will notice," Jared stated, delighted as he thought that it was the best decision that he had made. "I'm still in high school. Do you think it'll be okay for me to get married and be a mother at this instant?" Nicole asked, worried about going back to school. Jared lifted his brows. "With your learning abilities, it's probably okay for you to skip a grade or two, don't you think?" Nicole was speechless. This guy's brain is on a whole other level, she thought. Though she was capable of skipping grades as he had suggested, she just wanted to grow up like a normal person. "I don't want you to wear yourself out, so I'll help you skip a grade when we're back. You'll be entering university next year and starting your internship. Mr. Ellison would be very happy with that idea," he said. Nicole did not know what to say. "Don't just arrange these things willy-nilly." Jared frowned. "Well, Do you want to take our baby to class? I won't object to it, but you probably won't be able to fit into your uniform during your last trimester. Shut up, Nicole fumed, not wanting to listen to him anymore. What a jerk. Jared was ecstatic, but he toned it down as soon as he saw that Nicole was not having it. I just don't want you to burn out. You're a genius, and you should have graduated and moved on with your life a long time ago. Nicole stifled the urge to hit him and pinched his ear instead. Jared Johnston? Who do I have to thank for this? Don't act as if you're innocent after you've gotten what you wanted. It was the first time Jared got his ears pulled by someone, but he was not mad about it at all. In fact, he even found her extremely adorable. We look even more like a married couple like this. Ugh. Just eat your food. Nicole finished. This man is way too cheeky for his own good. Nicole then fell silent and ate her food angrily. Still, she knew that she would not be able to go to school like any normal person after getting pregnant. Graduating early is the only option now. Soon, they finished their meal and took a walk by the sea while enjoying the view. After that, they returned to the hotel. Right when Nicole stepped into their room, she saw the floor-to-ceiling window and the transparent ceiling that showcased the stars in the sky. This is beautiful, she whispered. She thought that she was different from the other women, but as it turned out, she still could not help but marvel at such a breathtaking view. Do you like it? Jared walked up to her and hugged her from behind. Though it was a huge window, they had their privacy as there was no one living around them. Nicole nodded. Yeah, I do. If that's the case, I'll bring you here every year. After all, this place had become one of special significance to them. Because of this, they could pay it a visit every year. Sure. Nicole nodded with a smile. Jared pulled her to the bed and laid down with her as they gazed at the stars. Nicole had never felt so at ease before. She felt as if they were the only people left in the world. Jared closed his eyes and held her in his arms as soon as he saw how relaxed she was. From now on, you're mine and mine alone. Nicole looked up at him. Haven't I always been yours? Jared opened his eyes and said, in a slightly sulky tone, you're mine, but there will always be pesky flies around you. From today onwards, they are nothing to us. Jared was as happy as a child when he thought about this. This prompted Nicole to look at him affectionately. You love seeing green, don't you? Jared looked deep into her eyes. I only get jealous because of you. He then kissed her slowly, an act which she did not resist. With bright stars in the sky and waves in the sea, it was destined to be a romantic night for them. During the next day, Nicole woke up in the afternoon. Although Jared had attempted to control himself as he suspected that she was pregnant, they still slept in. Overall, the night was a pleasant one. You're up? Jared asked, having already prepared breakfast in the living room. Nicole nodded and sat down to eat. She had run out of energy, and above it all, she was famished. Jared brought her some milk when he saw her scarfing her food down. Hey, don't eat too fast. Nicole nodded and slowed down. After taking a sip of the milk, she asked, when are we going to Romania? To her, relaxing for a day was more than enough. They ought to start taking care of the Braves now. Jared's expression turned cold. We should enjoy our honeymoon. Let's take care of this later on. Nicole shook her head. I don't know what they're capable of. If they manage to crack the system, things are going to go south. Jared knew that. But he had a lot of activities planned just so that Nicole could enjoy their honeymoon with a peace of mind. He did not want her to feel the weight of the world at this instant. Nicole comforted him when she saw that he was upset. Don't worry. We'll resolve this issue and get back to our honeymoon. After all, I've decided to skip grades and graduate when we get back. We'll have plenty of time together. Will you be okay with that? Jared lifted his brows. This lady is finally on the same page with me for once. Yeah. Besides, the real honeymoon starts after our wedding. There's no need to rush now. Nicole stated, having been aware of this. Jared smiled. I plan to take you around the world after our wedding. Nicole almost choked. Okay. That's not funny. How are we going to have the time to do that? In response, he smiled. Well, why do you think I work my butt off all the time? I just want to make time for you. Jared had been extremely busy with his work as of recent, and Nicole did not reckon that Jared had been doing it all, just to make time for her. Though she was touched, she was still upset. I don't like seeing you being so tired. There's no need for us to travel the world. A 2-week honeymoon is going to make me happy enough. Jared had a lot on his plate, so she felt as though it was wrong for her to take up so much of his time. I've already decided on this, so you have no say in the matter, Jared said in an assertive tone, unwilling to budge. Nicole knew that she could not change his mind, and thus, she stopped talking about it. And in a gentle tone of voice, Jared added, however, since you've been behaving so well today, I'll give in. Nicole smiled. Good. Jared felt great when he saw that Nicole was happy. He had completely given his heart to this young woman, and he would be happy as long as she was happy. After their breakfast, Jared began planning their trip to Romania. This time, they made their way to a heliport and took a helicopter straight to Romania. The journey from Panem to Romania featured amazing sceneries. Naturally, Nicole and Jared looked out of the window and enjoyed the view until dusk descended upon them. They landed in Romania only at night. As for Romania, it was a country that was usually busy at night, and so, the nightlife scene had just begun when the couple arrived. Jared looked at her. This is not the honeymoon that I had planned. But since we're here, let's experience the nightlife. Nicole looked at him helplessly. Shouldn't we meet your men first? Jared smirked. Aren't we going to alert our enemies if we act so rashly? We just got married, so it's nice for us to continue enjoying our honeymoon. You're doing this on purpose, Nicole remarked with a look of defeat. Nevertheless, she allowed Jared take her to the famous spots in Romania anyway, with the most famous place being the Sky Castle. This particular landmark was also one of the tallest buildings in Romania. It was located in the capital of Romania, which was the state featuring the greatest amount of excitements in the country. The Sky Castle was a club that was so decadent that it had everything in it. Anyone can enjoy food, drinks, and entertainment, all in one place. Nicole had never been to a place like that, let alone imagine Jared taking her to a place that wild. Nicole frowned as she looked at the sexy men and women who were dancing together. What's wrong? You don't like places like these? Jared smirked at Nicole as he teased. Nicole frowned. Of course. You probably don't like it either. But this place has got a nice view, he replied before taking Nicole to the top floor. As soon as they had made their way there, the noise below could not be heard anymore. The top floor was spacious. Besides, there was no one in sight, which gave it a completely different vibe as compared to downstairs. They could see the night view of the entire city from afar. There was also a coast on the far right, and the gentle sea breeze was extremely pleasing. Nicole looked around and figured that the top floor was a place that had restricted access. It must cost a fortune to book the entire floor, she remarked. Jared arched his brows. You're very observant. 7 digits for a night. You're the only person who would waste your money like this. Nicole rolled her eyes at him. This dude has too much to spend. In response, Jared teased, we just got married and you're already trying to be a possessive wife? I'll give you my company's account book tomorrow. Nicole darted her eyes at him. It's okay. I don't have time for that. Jared proceeded to pull her into a loving embrace. That's right. You're carrying a baby now, and I don't want to see you exhausting yourself. Nicole furrowed her brows as she thought, this man just loves teasing me. They then took a seat and had their dinner with some wine. Not bad, Nicole said as she found that the food in Romania tasted pretty good. Jared looked at her gently and smiled. It has been rather easy to please you for the past 2 days. In response, she flatly said, it just happens to suit my taste. In which case, I'll have to thank my appreciative queen. Nicole was pleased to see Jared complimenting her like that. She thought their relationship would change after they had been married, and indeed, it had evolved to become even cheesier. However, she had also managed to pick something up. While eating, she asked, You have something else in mind coming here, don't you? Even if they were just going there for a meal, Jared would not have chosen such an ostentatious place. Jared looked at with a deep-set gaze. Oh, my wife knows me too well. He did not go there just because of the meal. He wanted to meet someone too. While he was thinking about it, someone showed up on the floor, with the staff members showing him the way at once. Both Nicole and Jared turned to see the approaching guest. The man was in a suit and had sunglasses on. He gradually took his sunglasses off when he saw Jared, exposing his pair of sapphire blue eyes. Are you the CEO of the Johnston Group? He asked in the Romanian language fluently. The man looked shocked, as if he was in utter disbelief. Yes, it's Jared Johnston speaking. Jared nodded gracefully. Seeing that Jared was legitimate, the man took a seat on the couch directly opposite their table. The man was acting like a local tyrant, so Nicole immediately knew that he was not an average Joe. She figured that this man might be useful to them. Jared did not say much either. He got up and walked to the couch as he signaled the bodyguard to bring a cigar over for the man. The man accepted it, and in a flat tone of voice, he said, Mr. Johnston, you asked for me the minute you landed in Romania. What's the issue? The man was wild and unruly, but he was probably obligated to come just because Jared had requested for his presence. Mr. Lawrence, I lost a shipment in Romania and I need you to help me find it. Lawrence squinted as he was not happy to see that Jared was ordering him around like he was the latter's subordinate. If Jared was someone else, he would have already flipped the table and left. However, Jared's international status was not to be taken lightly. He cut to the chase and asked, Since you need a favor from me, you've got to give me something in return, don't you think, Mr. Johnston? Nicole frowned. She knew that these people would always put their interests first. Of course. As long as you can find it, all of Johnston Group and J.J. Johnston's Industries will be Vita Groups to partner with. The instant Vita Group was brought up, Lawrence turned green. None of the outsiders had known that the Vita Group belonged to him. Nicole squinted as well. She did not expect Lawrence to be the person behind the largest sea, land, and air logistics company in the world. On the other hand, Johnston Group and J.J. Johnston were two of the biggest companies in the southern side of the world. If they allowed the Vita Group to take care of all of their logistic business, it would rack the Vita Group a fortune. Are you serious about this? Lawrence asked. He had witnessed a great deal of things in his lifetime, but he still could not hide his excitement over the deal that had been proposed. Yes. Partnering is a win-win for both of us. Jared swirled his wine and smirked. Nicole admired the intelligent look on Jared's face. He made a great move. With the Johnston Group and J.J. Johnston Group status now, they would have to cooperate with Lawrence sooner or later. But leveraging this partnership beforehand to get Lawrence to agree in helping them to find the Braves was simply a brilliant move. Such was why Jared had maintained a steady and successful career. With a local bigwig like Lawrence helping them with the investigation, they would not alert the enemies. Furthermore, they would even be more familiar with the local situation, which would prove to be much more beneficial and efficient. Well then, nice working with you in advance. Lawrence raised his glass and chuckled. Lawrence then looked at Nicole, suddenly finding her familiar. And this is? Jared smiled. My wife. Lawrence averted his gaze and responded, I see. You're a young and promising man, and your wife is extremely beautiful. What a match made in heaven. However, Jared did not really like how Lawrence looked at Nicole. Thanks, he responded flatly. Judging by the coldness in Jared's response, Lawrence could tell that he did not want to talk about Nicole any further. As such, he reverted to talking about business. What do you need me to find? Jared turned to him with a serious look and said, the Braves that were produced by the Curly Group. Lawrence's hands jerked upon hearing that. It was obvious that Jared had asked the right person. He knew that some of the local big shots probably had a hand in the operation when he could not find any traces of the Braves. He would not have known about this internal clue unless he had personally met the mastermind behind the scenes. Nicole could see that Lawrence knew about the Braves, so her expression darkened. No wonder the Lloyd family couldn't locate the Braves. It's obviously strange. Lawrence took some time to calm down and said, "You are." Nicole watched as he looked at them curiously and said, "I'm the designer of the Braves." "Designer?" Lawrence asked in surprise. "How is this possible? The Brave is an advanced weapon. How can its designer be a woman? Besides, this girl looks like she has just hit 18. Nicole could tell that he did not believe her, so calmly said, "The Curly Group developed the Braves based on the Terman family's blueprints. And 60% of the Terman family's advanced weapons designs are created by me." And just like that, Lawrence finally realized why Nicole looked familiar. The Terman family, Carl. "You've attended their banquet before, haven't you?" Lawrence exclaimed. "No wonder you look so familiar." He was present at the Terman family's banquet too, and as such, he had definitely met Nicole before. Nicole did not remember him at all, but she had indeed gone to a few of the Terman family's banquets. "You've seen me before." "Of course, but I didn't know you're the secret weapons designer of the Terman family." He was just curious about Nicole, but he totally did not expect that she would be the Terman family's arms designer, making them the top dogs of the weapons industry. At that moment, Lawrence's gaze was brimming but admiration as he looked at Nicole. "I heard you designed Dodge Tomahawk as well." Everyone had flocked to Dodge Tomahawk. It had an amazing design, hence everyone wanted to meet the designer. However, nobody was able to trace Nicole. If Nicole did not reveal her identity, who would have guessed that the designer of Dodge Tomahawk was a high school student? "Well then, I'm going to help you for sure," Lawrence stated without even bothering about the benefits of doing so anymore. The designer was there, and she wanted to retrieve her creation. It was in his first nature to help her. Besides, if a genius like Nicole could help him design something that he could utilize for the rest of his life, he had to befriend someone like her. Once again, Jared began to see green the moment he saw Lawrence staring at Nicole, so he got up to block his view. "Well, I'll hand this over to you then." Lawrence responded in a more respectful manner toward Jared as well. "It's my honor." Then, he got up and left the top floor, not wishing to linger any longer. However, he did not forget to turn around to get a good look at Nicole before he left. "Jared sure has good taste. Not only is she pretty, she also has the brains. Who wouldn't want to marry such a genius?" he thought.
Thank you for listening. If you have enjoyed this story, please like and share so others can see it too. Also hit the subscription button and notification bell so you can be notified on our next release. Thank you for your support. God bless you.